Stop cutting people off. Yep, I said what I said. As Christians, I believe that we shouldn't be cutting people off. Instead, I think the best thing that we can do, what we're supposed to do, is to put people in different categories and assign the people in your life to the proper category. See, the frustration that we're having is that we have those who belong as seasonal friends into permanent categories. Something important I want to share with you in this video, the importance of having people in the right category, and also what are the categories of friends that you should have. I think this is important for us to navigate life because our friends are important. I heard the other day at a funeral, your parents never give you friends. They give you your siblings. They give you your auntie and uncle, and you know them. They give you them beforehand, but it's up to you to choose friends. And a lot of the tension that occurs is people having the wrong people in their lives and the wrong people in their inner circle. And I think even Christ had an inner circle. Even Christ had different categories of friends. So after this video, you should be able to know in what categories everybody belongs in, and the different categories that exist. Right? So I'm basing what I'm finding in the book of Luke chapter 22. Right? In Luke chapter 22, we see Christ go from the Last Supper to the Garden of Gethsemane. And I think in this video, in this particular chapter, you see the different levels of friendship. The first level I'm going to talk about is not found in Luke 22, but it's alluded to. It mentioned that they were looking for crowds, and there were no crowds. So the first level of friendship are crowds. The crowds are people that you may not know too well, but you are called to serve. Everyone has a crowd. Everyone has a group of people that they simply are called to be there with, to pour into, to minister into, to mentor, to help you out, to support. These are the people that are in the loosest category that you have. You see, the thing about the crowd is the crowd will never serve you. You have to serve them. As much as you may get tired and frustrated and upset, the crowd's job is just here to receive and to take from you. But they will never sit there and empathize and sympathize and understand you. All their purpose in your life is for you to serve them. And through serving them and through helping them, they learn, they grow, they see God in a different light. So I think it's crucial for us to be able to learn the power of the crowd and the necessity of the crowd. Don't get mad when the crowd does not stop. Don't get mad when the crowd does not quit asking for more because that's their job. Their job is to take. Their job is to receive. Your job for your crowd, for the people in a category of a crowd, is constantly serve and to give and to pour into. You're constantly pouring into your crowd. The crowd will never pour into you. And we often see relationships as transactional, as you do for me, I do for you. What can you give me this season? Because I gave you something last season. Not everyone is meant for us to pour into. Certain people that God have put in our lives is simply because it's your job to minister to them. It's your job the entire time they're there for you to serve them. So one of the first categories we're going to see is the crowd. And you see throughout Christ's life, the crowd never did anything for him. All that Christ did for the crowd was give food, right? Where they created miracles for the crowd. He found ways to minister and to give to the crowd. But there's never an instance in Scripture where the crowd did anything for Jesus. He only did, and he only served them the entire time. So you got to find your crowd. Number two, we see in this text, we find that Christ was at the Last Supper, and he was washing the disciples' feet. So that these people are your outer circle. Your outer circle are the people that you may go to church with, go to work with, that you're cool with, that you spend time with. but they're not the person that has the ability to know all your deeper and darkest secrets. They're the ones you go to parties with, you celebrate birthdays with. When you're going through what you're going through, you don't go to your outer crowd, right? You sit there and you have fun. You sit there and eat together. Like these folks that we're talking about, Christ ate with them. It includes Judas, Peter, who ended up denying him 3 times. So the people in your outer circle, they're are also friends, associates. They are people that you need in your life. That's another category in your life. So just because you eat with them, just because you spend time with them, does not mean that they're your best friend. Does not mean that when you're going to through your most difficult times, you expect them to be there, right? So it's not something where you sit there and say that they're my bestie. No, we're friends. We're coworkers. We're go to the same church, but they can't handle you at your most intimate and vulnerable spots, right? Christ understood that he needed people in his life that they may turn on him, they may do him dirty, but they're still his friends. See, the hard thing about a person in your outer circle is sometimes they are at a place where they're gonna do you wrong, but you're still supposed to eat with them because the relationship is not that deep. It's a very surface relationship. I may take pictures on Instagram. I may follow you on social media, but ultimately the relationship is very surface. It's very basic. It's a basic friend, a co-worker, an associate. Different levels with this particular plane, but ultimately it's a very loose friendship. And the next particular group is found when Christ got into his most difficult time. That after he ate with his 12 disciples, he sat there and said, "Listen, I'm grieving. I am about to go into my place of purpose, and I need to talk to God. I need to go to my secret place." And so he had his inner circle. He had 3 of his disciples that he took with him to go to help him with this particular journey. It had the people that not all 12 went. He took 3. Took 3 people to go with him on his journey. Took 3 people to go with him to see at his most vulnerable spot. That's the inner circle. So you have the crowd, you have the outer circle, and you have your inner circle. The inner circle is probably your most important level of friendship because the inner circle is the person that has the most influence over you. The inner circle are those that are able to see you at your most vulnerable spot. Your inner circle is able to figuratively see you naked, bear down, right? Wig off, hair messed up, in your spot, in your room, crying, depressed over a breakup, or want to give up church and want to turn your back, or just not happy and take a shower in days. And that is your inner circle. It's through time. We're too quick to label everyone our best friend. You can't sit there and meet a person for 5 minutes and they're your bestie. I don't care if you have the same sign. I don't care if you guys, went to the same school. Just because you eat with them does not make them your bestie. They're people that you eat with that are part of your outer circle. They're a person that you eat with that are part of your inner circle. That when you're going through something, I can go to you. I can trust you. I can believe that you'll be there, and I could ask you to pray for me, right? Because as Christ went forth to talk to his Father, he asked these disciples to sit there and pray with him and pray for him, right? No one could be in your inner circle if they can't pray for you. No one could be in your inner circle if they can't see you at a vulnerable spot and you trust them to not share your secrets, not to expose, not to take less of you because you're going through what you're going through. So it's crucial that this level of relationship that you find your inner circle. They spend the most time with you. They have the most influence on your life. And you have to identify your inner circle, right? You have to look at a place and say, listen, yeah, we're cool, but can this person handle the real me? The answer is no, they're not part of your inner circle. They're a friend. And that's fine. That's fine. So you see, what happens is that instead of cutting people off, I'll just reassign you. I'll take you out of the inner circle into the outer circle. Ain't gotta be anything publicized. Very, very subtle, very, very silent. You just adjust your perception of them. We're cool, but I know you're gonna betray me. So I'm gonna still eat with you. I'm gonna still keep you on my page. But ultimately I can't trust the fact of you being able to see me at my vulnerable spot. So you can't be part of my inner circle. Right? So I think these are the three levels of friendship. So your job that's important is to be able to assign people in these right categories. There's levels to this. And you need to understand that it's a privilege to be your friend. But what we can't do and what cheapens our friendship is putting anybody in any corner or any relationship. Make sure you have people in the right categories. And this will negate a lot of the frustration that you're going through. Right? It's like a company. They have seasonal workers, they have permanent workers. Right? There's some people who are just good for seasons, for a couple of months, for the Christmas season. But the danger is when you put a seasonal person in a permanent position. It's dangerous when you put a person that is an associate into your inner circle. That's why there's frustration. And you're getting mad at people for not being able to handle you, but that's who they are. Don't expect a crowd to be someone that you're there to sympathize with you. Don't try to eat with the crowd. Serve the crowd. Get the crowd food. Right? And you eat with your inner circle. You eat with your outer circle. So I think it's important for us to know these three levels of friendship. And once you analyze your friends, you must put them in those three categories. Whenever you find those three categories, and you put people in the right category, it will alleviate the tension and frustration that you're finding. Prayerfully, assign folks into the right category. Don't use your emotions. Say, God, who's my crowd? Because you can never marry your assignment. You can't put your person that's in your assignment into your inner circle. It's not their place. So, I know it's tough. Identify your crowd. Your crowd is your assignment. It's who you call to serve. Find out who's in your outer circle. Are your friends, your associates, your church members, your co-workers, and find your inner circle. The inner circle are the most influential and important people in your life. They have the ability to make you, break you, allow you to grow, or to stunt your growth. And that is reserved for those, or for the most intimate and serious levels of friendship. So I pray this blesses you. I pray this encourages you. Audit your circle. Find the right people in your life. And once you assign people in the right places, watch your life grow. Watch this less tension and frustration where you're not cutting people off, you're just reassigning them. So don't forget to share, like, and comment. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. God bless you. Peace.